Hi, Wally Sears. I'm going to go over the 5, maybe the 6 best reasons I like about living in Atlantic Beach. And we're going to start with number 1 is the town center. It's our little kind of commercial district right here in our neighborhood. And it happens to have some of the best restaurants in all of Jacksonville right here in Atlantic Beach. And you can literally walk, bike, or golf cart down there to the restaurants. What a nice asset to have if you have friends over, people from out of town, whatever, and you want to take them to dinner. You can just walk down there to some of the best restaurants in Jacksonville. And there's a good variety. There's high-end, really nice, it can compete on a national level. Dora restaurant, the guy, the chef, Chris, he was Matt Lauer's private personal chef up in New York. And he came down here and opened up his little boutique restaurant, and it is fantastic. It's always packed in there. You got to make a reservation. If you're lucky, you can go, around 8:30, 8:45, something like that, and sit at the bar. If you're lucky enough to get a place at the bar, that's where I like to sit because you can talk to the owner and watch them cook right there in front of you. That's a great restaurant. There's also everything from oyster bar to Mexican to Italian, casual pizza places, coffee shops. Show Pigeon Coffee, that's a fun little coffee shop over in the Palms Hotel. We got Starbucks, we got ice cream shops, so it's great. Kids love it. If you have kids and you want to treat them to an ice cream after dinner or whatever, you can all as a family bike down there to the little downtown area and get ice cream, or just get a pizza and ice cream, whatever, make it casual or as fancy as you want. It does get crowded, it's popular. What I like to do is bike down there, put my name in at one of the restaurants, and then walk around, do some people watching, or walk out onto the beach. It's right on, our downtown is like right on the beach. So you can check the beach, check the waves, and then come back and your table's ready and you're ready to go. And then bike home afterwards. So that's what I like about Atlantic Beach. My number 1 thing is the downtown district. Number 2 is we got beach in the name, right? Atlantic Beach. Our beaches aren't as crowded as Jacksonville Beach, that's where Jacksonville primarily comes to the beach, is Jacksonville Beach. Gets kind of crowded, a little crazy, kind of party beach, a lot of bars down there, and you get that kind of vibe. Here in Atlantic Beach, a little more family friendly, a little less crowded, which is nice. So that's why I like Atlantic Beach. And Jax Beach, it can be a heck of a time getting parking spaces. It's crowded down there. Atlantic Beach, it does get crowded on weekends and such, but we do have access to our beach where you can, if you get here early, you can park and just walk down to the beach. Or we have little parking areas where you pay to park and walk to the beach. Worst case, you can park a little bit farther away and bike or walk into the beach. So that's nice. And we have showers at a lot of the beach ends, beach accesses, where you can shower off your sandy feet before you get in the car and go home. And our beaches, once you get actually on the sand, is really cool because it's very active. Surfing, kiteboarding, boogie boarding, kayaking, rafting, surf fishing. You see a lot of people working out, jogging, or doing yoga on the beach. So there's a lot of people on the beach having fun. You see the Sea Turtle Patrol early in the morning when the sun's coming up. They're out there looking for new sea turtle nests to protect. They put the little fencing around it so they're not disturbed. So a really cool family-friendly beach, and it's a very good vibe in Atlantic Beach. The third thing I like is, for a small town, Atlantic Beach, we have 18 parks in Atlantic Beach, and they're all really nice parks. One of them has a lot of tennis courts. It's kind of the tennis park. It's got the tennis courts. It's got the a nationally acclaimed skateboard park right there. Baseball, soccer. They also have the weekend farmers market Saturdays, 10 to 2. Really good farmers market right there. That's worth it right there. You can bike to the farmers market. Because in Atlantic Beach we have 25-mile-an-hour speed limit, so our streets are pedestrian and bike friendly, so it's easy to bike wherever you want. And you do see a lot of people biking in Atlantic Beach to the farmers market and to downtown and to the parks. We have other parks that have a canoe and kayak launch where you can kayak out into the intercoastal and the marshes and estuaries, and you can even camp out in the woods there on the intercoastal. That's kind of cool. The park near my house has a single hard tennis court. You see people doing Tai Chi in the morning out there. They have a Tai Chi class, that's kind of cool. Yoga in the park, boot camp kind of exercise thing in the park. What else they got Shakespeare in the park once a year, that's fun. Art in the park for artists. And then they also have movie nights in the park where they rotate an outdoor movie in like 3 different parks. They rotate that. You can rent out a park, and if you have a kid and have a birthday party and you have a bouncy house or a slide, you can have your birthday party in one of our parks. So the parks are great, and they're kind of connected with a nice wide sidewalk, slow speed limit, so they're easy to get to, and they have activities constantly. So that's really, really nice. And number 4, which I like, is we have our own little school in Atlantic Beach. Atlantic Beach Elementary is a public school, very well regarded. It goes up to 5th grade, and it's a fantastic looking, nice little school. It looks Art Deco. It's pink in color on the outside, kind of Art Deco South Florida look and feel. And it's right here in the city, and it's very well supported by the community and the local businesses. So that's a fantastic asset. Your child can walk or bike to the local community school. After elementary school, then they would go to, if they stayed in the public school system, Fletcher Middle School and then Fletcher High School. And both of those are right here at the beach, and they are well regarded high school and junior high and middle school. So that's good. We have good schools here. The overall vibe is the last thing I like about Atlantic Beach. If you mention Atlantic Beach, it's got great name recognition, and overall kind of people like it. They're like, oh, Atlantic Beach, that's cool. I love Atlantic Beach. No one says, Atlantic Beach. They go, Atlantic Beach. Atlantic Beach is fun. It's cool. It's got a nice tree canopy, a good vibe. It's not like they say, well, AB's not like PV. Atlantic Beach is not like Ponte Vedra. Ponte Vedra and Atlantic Beach kind of battle for who's number one, who's the best, which is the best place to live. Ponte Vedra is a little more country club, a little more buttoned up, a little more golf and tennis gated. Atlantic Beach still super nice and a little more low key, a little more casual. So that's the kind of the difference. So it's like Ponte Vedra is the Upper East Side, Atlantic Beach is the Upper West Side in New York, if you can kind of look at it that way. So the vibe in Atlantic Beach, very cool. And I like I'm kind of doing it all over the place, but I get excited about Atlantic Beach. The community, we have our own city council, our own mayor, our own police chief. We have our city, the city hall. You can go to the meetings and listen to people talk about what's going on in the city and what our issues are. The tree canopies, a big topic, because we like to protect our trees, and they even give out free trees that you can plant in your yard. As long as you take care of it, they'll give you a free tree, which is kind of nice, because that's one of the big things about Atlantic Beach compared to the other beaches. We have a great tree canopy. So those are my reasons that I like Atlantic Beach. If you're considering looking at the beach from Ponte Vedra, Neptune, Atlantic, Jax Beach, definitely check out Atlantic Beach. It goes from the high end on the ocean, multi-million, probably, 10 million might be at the high end on the beach, all the way down to the farther you get away from the beach, and it gets down to maybe 300, 400, 500,000 on the other side, the more on the western side of Atlantic Beach. So you have all that in between. And what's cool about Atlantic Beach is we don't have a major highway. Well, I guess we don't really have a major highway bisecting a big chunk of the beach. Like Jax Beach, Neptune Beach, you have 3rd Street that you got to cross if you live on the west side of 3rd Street. We don't have that in Atlantic Beach because 3rd Street turns right before you get to Atlantic Beach. We do have Mayport Road, but that's, God, who knows, 10 blocks inland. So for 10 blocks, you have an easy bike ride where you don't have to cross a major intersection, which that's really cool. So those are my favorite reasons for Atlantic Beach. If you're thinking about moving or relocating to Jacksonville, especially to the beaches, give me a call, because we get tons of inquiries about what it's like to live at the beach and which one's the best and where's the best value, or I'm looking for, a country club or a chill place like Atlantic Beach. Where do I go? Atlantic Beach does have a country club, by the way, Atlantic Beach Country Club. It's really cool. But enough of that. Those are my favorite reasons for Atlantic Beach. And I live here, so I'm a good resource. If you have any questions about what it's like to live here, give me a call or text, and I'll be happy to reach out. Comment on anything else that you want to know about Atlantic Beach. I'll be happy to get back to you. Thanks.